Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm joined to my favorite Wednesday show host, Jen T. Maxey.
Hello.
And Terry Diamantis.
Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am well. Terry, how are you?
Little tired. Didn't sleep well last night, but nothing major.
The land people aren't back, are they?
No.
Landscapers?
For whatever reason, my bladder decided to be hyperactive and kept me up all night.
Oh, jeez.
Not fun, but at least no one else's fault.
I have accidentally got back onto a normal sleep schedule. I haven't been on a normal sleep schedule for a while, but I'm getting up at like 8 in the morning and going to bed at like midnight.
Oh, okay.
And I know it's really weird. It's like, it's midnight and I'm tired? What is this? I go to bed and I wake up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, the sun's coming up. What's going on here? It's so unusual for me.
That's not too far from my usual. I go to bed at 11.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And wake up at like 6.
Yeah, you have much more discipline than I do.
5 and 6 in the morning, depending on which half of daylight savings we're in.
Well, everybody is kind of used to a 24-hour clock, but it seems to me that I've always had like a 26-hour clock.
That's actually common.
So the time would slowly creep. I'd be up later and later and later and later and getting up, later and later. I'm getting up at noon, and going to bed at 5 a.m., But for the last, 4 days now, three or 4 days, it's been, done by 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, maybe 1. But I'm up the next morning at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So I actually woke up this morning at like 6:45 and looked at the clock, a digital clock. And I looked at the clock, I was like, 6:45, that's bullshit. Turned over and went back to sleep. And then got up at 8. So it's like...
Rotten says that he slept through his alarm by 2 hours and still wasn't late for work, which is pretty cool.
Well, I was gonna say, I heard rumors from other people in the States that you guys got a cold snap. So I don't know if you did.
Oh, yeah. But it is currently 17 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is the high for the day.
That is too cold.
That would
it's a bit chill. Was that like 4 or 5 to you guys?
Yeah, about that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm 2 right now. 2 Celsius.
Oh.
That is also too cold.
Yeah. But you know what? It was like minus 22 4 days ago. So all of us in Calgary are kind of brain boiling right now. We're like,
Well, you know what's happening is the polar vortex has shifted. And it's moved away from you and onto us. It's moved down the country. So it's going to be a little warmer for you, but now we've gotten all your minus 12s.
No, I think it's a lot simpler than that. Greenland heard about Trump's plan. They're like, fuck you, America. I'm going to make you fucking freezing as retaliation for Trump's hubris.
They got all their weather wizards together and they were like, storm on the U.S.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every time Greenland's mentioned, I can't help this, but it makes me laugh because Greenland is completely iced over and Iceland is completely green. What the fuck?
I actually heard a theory. I don't know if it's true or not as to why that is. And that is, it was deliberately done that way to prevent invaders. So like if you had a map, but like in the 1600s, if you had a map, one is labeled Iceland, one is labeled Greenland. You're going to go to Greenland,
right?
And then when they get there, they freeze to death because it's Greenland. Whereas if they'd gone to Iceland, that's actually quite green, and they would have been able to attack.
Here's a test. I'll even wait for chat to jump in on this. Don't say it if you know it. Just tell me if you do, or put it in my chat. Put it in our local chat if you know it. What is the capital of Iceland?
I know it, and I'll probably spell it wrong.
Everyone's going to spell it wrong. I'm not going to be that. Jen, do you know what it is?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't type fast enough.
I have a small story behind how I know what it is. That's correct. Terry, you're correct.
Yeah. It's almost certainly spelled wrong, but I do know what it is.
I'm looking at Rumble chat because there's no delay on Rumble chat. Nobody said anything there.
Right.
And nobody has said anything on YouTube yet because they haven't gotten the stream yet. But there is no correct spelling.
That is probably true.
Quipper Jack must know what it is, so he knows not to type it in because he has no idea how to spell it. I don't blame you, Jack. I don't blame you.
That comment alone suggests he probably does know it. Yeah.
You're. I don't think you're spelling it right either. Sorry.
That's what Google said.
Oh, is that what Google says it is?
Yeah, I'm not even trying that.
Oh, I guess you're right then. I thought there was a V in there somewhere.
I had it right, but I made a typo when I sent it to Hammer because I put a K instead of a V, but
there you
go on a C instead of a K. So I had it a bit wrong, but
just typed it in Rumble chat or YouTube chat.
Yeah.
So no guesses in YouTube. Yeah, Reykjavik. And the cute little story I have for this is I used to watch the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
Okay.
Before it became the Late Late Show with Corbin. What's his name? Corden?
James Corden?
James Corden, yeah. Craig was before James. James sucked. Craig was awesome.
Yeah.
And he had this little thing he would do at the end of the show where he wanted the guests to win money. So he made this little game up. And he would say, Reykjavik is the capital of Iceland. And Iceland is in North America. And then he said, now listen carefully. And he would ask him a question that made no reference to the first two statements. Right. He would say, Reykjavik is the capital. It's in North America. How fast do motorcycles go? Something that has nothing to do with the first 2 points.
Right.
It was a little joke he would play, but the person would have to answer the question, how fast a motorcycle go. And if they got within a certain amount, they would win the big money and all the prizes and the things would go off and win the money. And he would hand them like a stack of $1 bills or something like that. A little joke, a little thing he played at the end of the game. He would say, do you want to play the mouth? What is it? Mouth?
I do not want to play the mouth with Craig.
The mouth organ, I think is what he called it. Okay. Instead of a harmonica, I used to call it a mouth organ. Did you want to do, what was the other thing? Whether or not you wanted to have an awkward silence, or do you want to play big money? That was his 3 little game options at the end of the night. And all of them were hilarious.
Awkward silence sounds very easy to win.
But you had to act. You couldn't just sit there and not say anything. You had to kind of look at each other like you were going to say something, then not say something. And then put your finger up, then put your finger back down again, like you were going to say something but didn't say something. And so it was this very, it wasn't just a moment of silence. It was, let's be very awkward with each other and let the audience watch us be awkward.
Right.
So, and I mean, he had on Alice Eve. I don't know if you know who Alice Eve is, but she's gorgeous. She's just like, oh my God, she's drop dead absolutely gorgeous. He had her on the thing. And he says, she picked awkward moment, I think he used to call it. And she said, after a couple of seconds, she said, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, why? She says, well, it's so awkward. He says, that's the point. And she says, I don't want it to be awkward. And he says, well, what do you want? And she looked him dead in the eye and she says, I want it to be comfortable. And you should have heard the crowd go with that, where they're like, ooh. So, and then she got all red, and it was fun. I miss, in case you haven't realized it yet, I miss Craig Ferguson. That was my favorite TV show.
Yeah. I think Gunsky likes him as well. I've heard good things from him as well about Craig Ferguson. I only know him from the Drew Carey show, and he was good in that. Yeah.
I never actually saw that because it was on before I really watched TV. Okay. Or it was on when I was doing other things that would have been on the TV at that time. So I was not really keen to watching TV at that period of the day. And so I don't know the show. I know he was in it, and I know it was a very successful show. But I went searching on the internet trying to find old episodes of it. I can find nothing.
Right.
I can't find it on Peacock. I can't find it on Hulu. I can't find it anywhere.
Craig Ferguson played Drew Carey's boss, Mr. Wick.
Yep. I know the specifics of it, but I have not seen one episode. Although I think I would love it because I love Craig.
I don't think he was in every season, so you might need to make sure that it's a season he was actually in, because I think he joined later on. Well,
he did the same thing with God, who was geez, is the problem with this is that I know faces of actors. I used to be able to just like that with their names, like immediately.
Right.
Remember Valerie Bertinelli? She was on a show where it was her mother, and her sister.
Okay.
And they had a person who took care of the building. He used to come in and make jokes with them all the time. I can't remember the name of the show. But anyway, Valerie Bertinelli was on a show more recently, something about Cincinnati, like Love in Cincinnati or something like that. And he was a guest show on that show. So,
Okay.
so I've seen him in other things, and he seems to be able, you know, on his last shows for the Tonight Show or the Late Late Show, he had on guests that were other comedians. Like the last 2 weeks, all the guests were just comedians. Cool. Instead of doing like actors and athletes and all the typical riffraff that comes through on these talk shows. He just said, I'm going to do comedians for the next 2 weeks before I end my stay with this thing.
Nice.
So he had on Stephen Wright.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, he's very funny. Stephen Wright, for people who don't know, is a very deadpan comic. He says things in a way that are very boring, but but what he says is hilarious. It's like a little one-liners he does. He's like,
yeah.
I put my car keys in my front door and took my house for a drive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and you're like, what? You know, it's just, I don't know, my kind of humor. Anyway, they were talking to each other, and Steve, he stopped him and he says, you know, Craig, of all the comedians I know, you have the quickest mind. And I can't think of a compliment one comedian could pay to another compliment that's better than that. It's okay to say you're funny or you're the funniest person I know. That's great, but you have the quickest mind.
Coming from Stephen Wright, because he's like a big name in the comedy world.
Well, he had.
It's not like me saying it. This is Stephen Wright. It's like, if Stephen Wright thinks I'm quick on my feet, that means something.
Yeah, it's important. He had Gervais on. He had Jay Leno on. He had Robin Williams on. I mean, he had all these big names at the end of his, and they were all very. We're going to miss you. You know, I watch you. Yeah. He says, you understand, I'm a comedian, but I watch you every night. You know? So, I mean, it's just like, he was getting a lot of very sincere compliments from people, and it was very well deserved. He's a great comedian. His stand-up is hilarious. Even the show, he had his sidekick was not a human being. His sidekick was a metal robot.
Yeah, you told me.
And his other sidekick was a horse.
And, just so you know, Tyrion Chat has said that Craig Ferguson was on seasons 3 to 5 of the Drew Carey Show. So if you're looking for him on streaming services, seasons 3 to 5 are the ones.
I can't find it. If you know of a streaming service that's carrying it, I'll subscribe just to watch the shows, or I'll find a way of getting them. Because I can find a way.
I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, if anyone in chat does know, please let Hammer know. I'm sure he would appreciate it.
Valerie Burton is known for her Ohio turkey chili recipe, which serves spaghetti. Someone recipe is available. Bertinelli is former Food Network star. No, Valerie Bertinelli is not a former Food Network star.
Yeah. See, I hear her name. I think Valerie Bertinelli.
Am I spelling it wrong? Google can't figure out who I'm talking about. Valerie Bertinelli. Yeah, see, now if I don't put on the word Cincinnati at the end, it knows who I'm talking about. If I go into her profile, maybe it'll say career, Bertinelli, some cooking. That was before. Jenny Craig. Oh, it's not Cincinnati, it's Cleveland. And the name of the show was Hot in Cleveland with Betty White.
Okay.
Wendy Malick and Jane Leaves were the people.
Okay, I know who Jane Leaves is. That was Daphne from Frasier.
And the show that she was in with the 3 girls was One Day at a Time. Back in the day. That was back in like 1976 or 77 or something like that. Or 75 according to Wikipedia. But yeah, so Not sure why I got off on that topic. Oh, speaking of topics. Oh, we didn't say hi to chat.
No,
Hi, chat.
Thanks, Jen. That was helpful.
that's actually why I noticed I missed one of T's comments, is because I scrolled back up to the top of Rumble chat, because I was going to remind you but if you got onto the topics, I was going to say, but before we do,
Before we do, we're not going to get to the topics anyway. Who's in chat?
So over on Rumble, we have Tier, who cannot count to 2. He thinks he's first. He was actually second. We have Jack Gunsky, Kivadan, and that might be everyone. Did anyone else show up? No, I think that's everyone. If I missed you, let me know and I'll say hi to you. But I think that's everyone in Rumble.
All right, and that's my cue. So hello, Hammer.
Hello.
Hi, Tier. Hi, Rotten Corpse. How you doing? Hi, Micah. Hi, Keep It In. Hi, Terry. Hi, Green. Jack's here.
And the show.
And the show.
Hi, Jack.
No, we don't know.
I think that I think that's it.
Okay. Topics that we won't get to tonight. Los Angeles, of course, is burning down, and I'm kind of okay with it. I don't know anybody who lives in LA. I don't think.
I don't think I do either.
Only person that's close is Platty, I think. And somebody else lives in Washington State. I can't remember who that is, but that's far enough away. I'm not worried.
Jacob Jett, maybe? Was that him?
Maybe. And then CCR. CCR is not, in this case, not a musical group. Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is something that's kind of catching news here in Pennsylvania, and it's kind of spread to the entirety of the United States. It's called concealed carry reciprocity. Have you ever heard of this?
No, but I can figure out what it is based on the name.
Okay, tell me what it is.
I mean, reciprocity suggests that the same applies in both directions. So I'm guessing it's some sort of law saying that I guess I can't think how it would apply, but yeah, something to do with if you conceal carry, someone else can, and something in that.
You're close. You're close. What it means is if you have a carry and conceal weapons permit in one state, you should be able to carry concealed in other states.
Okay,
and
so that makes sense.
It's intended to be a federal law, so it covers all the states. Well, a lot of individual states do it already.
Yeah. It would have to be a federal law. Otherwise, individual states could just say no, and then
they are currently. Some of them do currently say no. That's correct.
Right.
But they're pushing it, and instead of going state by state, they're saying we should make this a federal law, so it's just done and dusted, and that's it. But basically, if you get a CCR from, well, you're not going to get it from DC, but if you're to get CCR from Virginia, Pennsylvania honors all other states' CCRs. Okay. So you can carry concealed in Pennsylvania if you have a CCR from Virginia, but and actually open carry is available in Pennsylvania. I don't know what the laws are in Pennsylvania about CCRs. I don't know if you have to have a license. I'm not sure what the requirements are in Pennsylvania, but considering that Pennsylvania is a very blue state, well, I shouldn't say very blue. It's blue. The fact that you can do anything with guns here is pretty amazing. So the fact that they do accept CCRs from all other states who currently have CCRs, they do honor them. But the idea is to make it a federal law. That way, if you have a CCR license from any state, you can do CCR no matter where you go.
And then you can be a real proud Mary. Because
you can technically be arrested. If you're in your car and you're coming from Virginia and you have your pistol on your hip and you're driving to California, you're going to hit a bunch of states that don't allow CCR. And if you get pulled over and one of their trigger-happy cops sees you with a gun, he's going to yell, "Gun!" Bang, 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 and you're dead. You know?
Only if you're black. From what I've been told, only if you're black.
Wait, from what you've been told. Yes. But yeah, so they're trying to say, well, if I can CCR here, there should be no reason why I can't CCR there. It should be a federal law under the Second Amendment, blah, 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 blah. So we'll see if that gets anywhere. And I don't really have to get deep into it. Excuse me. Because it's not really that deep of a topic, but I did want to mention it on the show tonight. I'm very pro 2A.
And,
So.
Green Badger is pointing out that you should be able to carry regardless, according to the Constitution.
You should be able to.
You have one of those amendment thingies. I believe it's the second one. It says, "You guys get guns." I think that's the exact wording. It's like, "You guys get guns." That's word for word.
The way you said that reminded me of Galaxy Quest. It was a highlight of the show. There's a red thingy moving towards the green thingy. I think we're the green thingy. Oh, shit. Yeah, we have one of those amendment thingies that says you're allowed to own a weapon. Doesn't say you're allowed to carry one concealed, but it does say you're allowed to own one. So,
but just on Galaxy Quest, the fact that I enjoyed that movie without being a Star Trek fan speaks to how good it actually is.
It is. It was voted number 7th as the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah. And I've actually heard a theory that I've heard a theory that the Star Trek movies alternate between good and bad, and that theory only makes sense if you include Galaxy Quest as a Star Trek movie.
Number 1 was not good. Number 1 was
okay. So it alternates from bad to good, then, however you want to do it.
Yeah, it starts with bad. It starts with the motion picture. Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That was the actual real name of it. And then the second one was Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan was fantastic. It was a great, probably one of the best. And then the third one was, oh geez, I don't remember. Big Star Trek fan.
It was that good, was it?
The big Star Trek fan that I am. I can't remember what the third one was. Well, I get them mixed up. There was The Voyage Home. There was the one with General Chang. I just don't have the memory that I used to have. There was the fifth one was the fifth one was definitely bad. I can guarantee you that. It was the one where they think they found God, and that never works out.
Oh, okay.
That was terrible. So I know The Voyage Home was good, and that was number 4. I don't remember number 3 was. Or was it Search for Spock? I can't remember. I can't keep them straight. And then Generations was bad, but the one after Generations with the new crew was really good. So yeah, it's off, on. Undiscovered Country, thank you.
It's the thing I heard was that alternating pattern only works if you include Galaxy Quest as a Star Trek movie.
Really?
Like I don't know if they were being funny, but
maybe that's true, because as you get past Undiscovered Country, you get to Generations. Generations was bad. The one after Generations was good. That was with the Borg again, and then the next one wasn't very good, if I remember. And maybe Galaxy Quest fits in there to be the good.
Yeah.
And then bad. If you take it that many Star Trek movies, when you get out to that point, but the first 5 or 6, that pattern is already set.
Yeah.
So, Search for Spock, You got it wrong too. See, it's Search for Spock. But you got the name right. There's the one up. Tier knows a lot about Star Trek, because his Minion show on Monday night is Star Trek related too.
That's why I don't watch it.
Minions in space.
Minions in space.
Right here.
But besides the fact that I'm on a different stream at that time on Adam's channel, the fact that it's a Star Trek stream is like, I'm not watching that.
So there is a verifiable good bad, or bad good through the entire Star Trek.
It is pretty cool that pattern exists, because obviously they wanted all the movies to be good, so it's not like they intentionally set up an alternating pattern. The fact that it worked out that way is kind of cool. Even
the bad ones are not, quote, bad. They're just not as good as the other ones.
Right.
So it just happens that it's off and on that way. And the thing is, there were several movies there that were directed by the same people in a row. So it's not like a good director, bad director, good director, bad director. They had the same director for like 2 or 3 in a row. So it's not the director's fault. It was just not particularly well written. It's not like they're acting poorly because it's the same actors, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously they can do it good. They can do it good every day, you know, kind of deal. They already know how to do their job. They've been with this franchise since '62, you know, so it's not a big deal for them they're very well acted in the characters that they've created themselves. So it's not the actors, it's not the directors. It's got to be the writers. That's all that's left.
I guess so.
Even if you have poor visuals or poor editing, that's not going to affect the movie as much as a bad writer. You'd have to really screw up the editing to screw up a movie. And certainly you can edit things out that shouldn't be there and put in things that need to be there and that kind of stuff and make it better or worse, but not to any great degree. If it's written poorly, you can't get past anything with that.
And TUER is listing the Next Generation movies in chat. So
Generation, First Contact was the Borg. Insurrection wasn't very good. Well, neither was Nemesis. So I guess between Insurrection and Nemesis, that's where Galaxy Quest fits in.
I guess it must.
That would keep the pattern going.
Right.
It just kills me. Yeah, it just kills me that that people who are interested in Star Trek rated a non-Star Trek movie as the 7th best Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
because I mean, and the funny thing is, it's not really a Star Trek movie. I mean,
no.
even the fact that it doesn't have the cast, all that kind of stuff. But if you look at what was written, the actual storyline, you would never be able to make a Star Trek movie with that script.
It was not a Star Trek movie. It was an homage.
It very much was an homage to Star Trek. Yeah. The number on the side of the ship for Galaxy Quest is like NTE 2809 or something like that. You know what the NTE stands for? Not the Enterprise.
No. Oh, okay, that makes sense. that is like there's a game series called Dragon Age. You've probably heard all the controversy about the most recent one.
I've heard about Dragon Age as a game, but I don't know anything about the controversy.
Okay, well, the controversy is not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The setting is called THETIS, and it stands for the Dragon Age setting.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why it's called THETIS. It's the DAS, Dragon Age setting.
Jen?
I don't know. It's just for no other reason. My brain just decided to accuse you of something that I've never really done, but I always pegged you as more of a Red Dwarf fan, Terry.
Oh, no, I am a Red Dwarf fan. I would say limit that to the first 5.5 seasons because it went off the rails very, very badly after.
I heard, yeah.
So after season 6 of Red Dwarf, the show was like put on hold. I think because Craig Charles got arrested, the guy who plays Lister.
Oh no!
After he was released, they did bring the show back in season 7, 8, and I think they even made a 9 and maybe a 10. Those were garbage, complete garbage. But everything before he got arrested was good.
Might have lost though. Yeah.
Hey Johnny, CCR stands for Concealed Carry Reciprocity. It's not the band.
Unless maybe John Fogerty has a concealed carry license, which would tie them both together.
Johnny is our Thursday night host. He follows and wins the show.
Yes.
Well, if I talk about TUER being our Monday night host, it would be unfair of me not to mention Johnny as our Thursday host.
Well, no, but like telling people that TUER hosts on Mondays just like a community service announcement is like, don't. Be careful. There's a TUER stream on this channel.
There's a wild TUER amongst us, right?
Yeah. They walk amongst us. Yes.
I am setting up the poll for tonight, and the letter that we're supposed to be on tonight is X.
And unsurprisingly, Hammer did not find a band that started with X.
So we're going to do something a little different tonight than we normally do. Too many characters in that. I'm going to have to delete some characters.
Hellcat says we don't need a CC permit. I don't know if he means in Montana or if he means the same point that Green Badger was making about constitutionally you shouldn't need one.
Yeah, you shouldn't need one. I just posted the poll. I had to whittle down Steve Winwood's "Why You See a Chance" because it was too long for the poll. Because that poll, it's at least YouTube has a poll. I'll give it that much. Because Rumble doesn't. But Steve Winwood, "Why You See a Chance," Yellow Cards, "Ocean Avenue," Dr. Jones from Aqua, the same people who did Barbie Girl. And then finally, the Cardigans, "Loveful," are options for tonight because we couldn't find anybody from X. So in the future, we will get to the point where we can't pull up a band that we haven't already pulled up a couple times. So we will start doing randoms as we see fit. And for X, because we couldn't find anybody for X, tonight is random choice night.
Right.
Normally we could fit the names in, but because we had to name the band as well, it was too long.
Yeah, that makes sense. Johnny is clarifying that he is talking about Montana. So apparently in Montana, they don't need a permit to concealed carry.
Oh, that's cool. See, how would that work then if you drove to Kentucky? Because if you drove to Kentucky, and
if you have a Montana license, that counts as
maybe, or Montana license plate in the car.
Yeah.
I'm so daft, Johnny. I just realized you were my neighbor. As far as like Canada goes, because I'm from Alberta.
Yeah.
I always just joke about Idaho because they're a weird dangler attached to BC.
My favorite thing about Montana, which I mention every time it gets mentioned, is it looks like Joe Biden sniffing. I think it's Ohio, the state that is adjacent to Montana. Montana is shaped like Joe Biden sniffing the state next to it.
Johnny,
Montana. That's where you go. That's where you go to marry a round American woman. If anybody's ever seen the movie Hunt for Red October, they know what I'm talking about.
I have not. KVDM is mentioning Xscape as a band that starts with X. The fact that I don't know what kind of music they make, but I would wager it is not something that Hammer would want as his outro music.
Well, it's not me. It's just what's appropriate for the show. I mean, there's certainly plenty of songs that I like that would never be on the show.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Is like that you wouldn't want as the outro music.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the show. I tried even Stephen Winwood was a little bit like, I don't know if I want to do that because it's kind of a slow song.
Yeah, that's why I didn't vote for it.
Yeah, and Loveful is a little bit. If you compare the pace of Yellow Card and Aqua to the pace of the Cardigans is actually a slower song too. So it's not a slow song, but it is a slower tempo.
Okay, so Tier and KVDM are confirming that Xscape is R&B.
Okay.
I already hate it, so I'm glad that you didn't go with that option.
I already hate it. See, I don't mind that music. I don't mind jazz. I don't mind some of the other forms of music out there, but it would never be on the show.
No, I mean, there's some jazz that I can listen to, but R&B is very much not my kind of music. Same with rap, same with hip hop. I don't even know the difference between rap and hip hop. I just know I don't like either of them.
Oh, well, hip hop is supposed to have a melody. Rap doesn't.
I'll trust you on that.
At least vocally.
And
there's house music. There's all kind of stuff when it comes to urban music. There's house music. That's another. Yeah.
It's not for me. I'll leave it. Thierry is saying Kelly Price is old. I don't know who Kelly Price is, so that does
no, I don't know who she is either. My little secret. I mean, I listen to just about anything. I don't listen to a lot of anything. I still have my comfort zone of classic rock. That'll always be. Right. I can listen to just about anything in the classic rock, except for.
I mean, there's a lot of great songs in that genre. So
yeah.
I approve of your decision to like it.
Yeah, CCR is really not my favorite classic rock. Neither is Hendrix. There's some classic artists that I'm just like, But for the most part, in general, even stuff that's even more current, like I still like Devo and Maroon 5 and stuff like that, or more current rock and roll music. And there's a certain dash of disco in my past too. Like I enjoy that. Obviously, Aqua's here, so yeah.
I think disco gets a bad rap. It's like you're supposed to hate disco just because it's disco.
Yeah, to be cool.
Yeah,
I'm cool. I hate
there's
disco.
some disco songs that I don't mind. Obviously, there's a lot of bad ones, but there's a lot of bad songs in every genre. You can't really use that as a metric.
Yeah, the whole reason I picked up Dr. Jones from Aqua. Normally I would pick Barbie Girl because that's their big hit, but
Yeah.
Dr. Jones reminds me of Weebo Jones, so that's why I put it in there.
Yeah.
She should take that song and cut out the lyrics like I do and make that the end of all of her videos.
And Mike asks, is classic rock sucks as much as rap? Like, well, I mean, that's certainly an opinion. And also Hello Education, who has said hi in chat.
Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little eclectic when it comes to music, so I'm surprised we're only getting hits on 2 songs though. Oh no, maybe not. Now it's 3.
I have probably less than you, but I do have eclectic taste. But there are just some no-go zones. Like I said, rap and hip hop, right out of the gate, I'm going to dislike it. There's maybe 2 Eminem songs that I don't hate, which would be Stan and.
Well, that would be rap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like, these are the very few exceptions.
Yeah.
Like
what about Lose Yourself?
Yeah, that's the other one. Lose Yourself and Stan are probably the 2 Eminem songs that I don't hate.
What about Slim Shady?
No, not a fan.
Okay.
That
was his other hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Lose Yourself and Stan are good. Or maybe good is too strong of a word, but for a rap song, they're good. I'll leave it at that. But
Ice Ice Baby is technically a rap song.
Yeah, I would put it as a pop song, but you're right, it has rap elements to it. As long as the pop element outweighs the rap. I mean, Can't Touch This by MC Hammer is in the same category. Where sure, it's got rap elements.
Say my name.
In the same way that Linkin Park has rap elements, but it's really not a rap band. I wouldn't describe Linkin Park.
No, they're definitely not a rap band. If you take the vocals out of their songs, that music actually has some complications to it.
Exactly.
Rap generally doesn't.
Yeah. So there's certain songs that I like that have rapping as part of them.
The melody for Slim Shady is dun 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 dun. That's the same thing over and over again. There's nothing to that song at all. That's typical of rap.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, tellingly, my favorite parts of Stan are the ones where Dido is singing. So.
Dido, didn't she do White Flag? Wasn't that her big hit?
That's it.
I'll play that link when we're off the air. Keyword M. I don't want to go through the microphone.
Okay, Tira is mentioning the Donkey Kong rap, and Jesus Christ is my word that I can't say on YouTube. Yeah, okay, Donkey Kong rap is funny. I mean, it's not a good song, but it is a very funny song.
I'm next week I'll put up Pac-Man Fever as our exit song.
There you go. And Jesus Christ is my word I can't say on YouTube. Again, it's very funny, but it's not something that I would listen to for the musical content. It's a comedy song.
I don't remember who the artist was, but the only song that I've ever actually laughed at that was intended to be a comedy song was the 12 Pains of Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Someone told me it was Weird Al, but I don't believe that.
I'll look it up.
Because he doesn't actually appear on the song, and it doesn't really fit his genre of what he does. He takes music that we already know and he changes the lyrics, and then he sings them.
He does original content as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, but for what he's famous for, his the things that have made him famous.
It looks like it's from Twisted Christmas.
Yeah, who's that? Is that the name of an album, or is that the name of a group?
No, it's Twisted Sister is the album. Oh wait, no. So Twisted Sister has an album called Twisted Christmas, but Bob Rivers and his Comedy Corp also had an album called Twisted Christmas, and that is the one with 12 Pains of Christmas.
Okay.
So Bob Rivers and the Comedy Corp.
I had a feeling it wasn't Weird Al. It doesn't fit his I wish I could play it, but if you get, maybe it's, I don't even know if it's on YouTube. I don't remember where I got it from. I think my brother sent it to me. Let me do a quick check on YouTube, see if it's out there.
I mean, well, one of the songs that makes me laugh is "Jump in My Car" by the Ted Mulry Gang, where the whole song is this guy trying to hit on this girl and get her to jump in his car so he can drive her home, and then he finds out where she lives and is like, "That is too far away. Get the fuck out of my car."
Oh, it is on YouTube. Not by their presence, but other people have recorded and uploaded it. 12 Pains of Crisis by Bob Rivers. That's who they're saying it is. It's pretty funny. Yeah. It's my style of funny. Like the who's the guy?
No, I mean, I like "What's the Matter You?" Shut up your
face. Yeah.
Yeah, by Joe Dolce. I mean,
it's the Hanukkah song by what the hell is his name?
Adam Sandler.
The comedian Adam Sandler. Yeah. There's some funny ones out there.
My Boomerang Won't Come Back is another one.
that sounds funny just from the title.
Yeah, he's a big disgrace to the Aborigine race. His Boomerang Won't Come Back.
Well, it's got to be an Australian song then.
It is.
Okay.
And the punchline is, if you want your boomerang to come back, first you've got to throw it.
Okay. That would seem obvious. All right. How are we doing on the poll?
Let's see.
There's a clear winner and a tie for second.
Well, that sounds different.
Like a challenge for you there. You're like, oh, we're gonna see who the tiebreaker is.
Yeah, the tie is for second place instead of first. So that's a step in the right direction.
Well, of course, we have to have a tie, or else it isn't a show.
Exactly. But it's also that there's like 10 votes across 4 options. It's always going to be a tie, or like very frequently there's going to be at least one tied option. Rotten Corpse says Rodney Carrington and Stephen Lynch have some good comedy songs. I don't know Rodney Carrington, but yes, Stephen Lynch is pretty good.
Wow.
I only know one song off the top of my head by Stephen Lynch, which is the superhero song. But that is very funny. I do like Stephen Lynch.
I think my chat has locked up on my PC. It's not moving on YouTube. Kayshal's the last person to say anything. How about you? Is she the last one on your screen for YouTube?
No.
Oh, Clippers just came in.
I don't know why you're lagging behind, but I've got lots of comments after Kayshal.
Okay. I just had Rotten Corpses popped up. As long as you don't listen to groups that are not so
indie.
Yeah. You have to understand that YouTube chat is on the right side of my right monitor, so it's more than a yard away.
And Gunsky mentions Richard Cheese. Richard Cheese is funny because of, like, he takes rap songs and metal songs and turns them into lounge music, kind of like the opposite of Frog Leap. So the comedy isn't from what he's singing, it's how he's singing it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like Frog Leap Studios, I'm sure you've heard of them. They take popular like pop songs and make metal versions of them. Well, Richard Cheese takes metal and rap songs and makes lounge music versions.
I misunderstood you. It's Frog Leap Studios.
Yeah. Frog Leap, yes.
Yeah, my brother turned me on to them, I would say maybe a year and a half ago. And some of the stuff he does is great because it's songs that you would never, ever expect to be metal. Yeah.
I haven't checked in on him in ages, but he does make very, very good covers.
Yeah. The ones that really get me are the ones that are like, you know, he does a cover for like Britney Spears. It's like, what? Britney Spears? Heavy metal Britney Spears? What are you doing, man? But then you listen to it and it's like, wow, it's really good.
He's doing God's work is what he's doing.
God's work. All right. So we'll let the poll go for another minute or two, and then we'll close it.
And,
10 votes? Do we have more than 10 people out there?
It
I haven't
says 8
voted.
people are watching at the moment, so we've got
More
2
votes
people
than we
who-
have people.
Yeah.
People have voted and then left. I've got my vote for the night. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Rotten Corp says that Rodney Carrington, I think it was, does
Mhm.
country style songs. So that's probably why I'm not familiar.
That's probably a genre of music that I really can't get behind is country music. Because it's just too simple.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some decent country songs out there, but yeah, it's not a genre that I'm familiar enough with to really have a strong opinion. Like, I just haven't heard it. Whereas, like, rap, I know I dislike because I grew up in the 90s and I heard it a lot and I didn't like it. But I haven't really heard a lot of country music, so. And Thierry's mentioning Tom Lehrer. I know Prospero and I think Skeptok and maybe Harry all really, really like Tom Lehrer.
It's just, if you look at the music, if you look at country music, you really can't find a song that you couldn't play if you know like 3 notes.
Yeah.
You know, you could play almost like 90% of the music because it's just not complicated music to listen to. I'm sure there's you know, outliers that are a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like, you look at the music, like I was like thinking about this, and I was like, well, I feel like a woman. Dum dum da 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 dum dum. It's C C G E C C, 3 notes.
Right. Well, that's enough. But what, no, don't get pretentious on us, Hammer. You don't need more than 3 notes.
I know. It's just I saw that, I was like, oh.
You think "Feel Like a Woman" is country though?
It is kind of.
Kinda.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I was going to say there is a certain amount of crossover when it comes to what is pop and what is country.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can line dance to it, it's country.
Yeah, I mean, I would say country influenced pop, maybe.
Well, so is Taylor Swift. She started off her entire career as being a country artist. And then she melded them.
I've never listened to a Taylor Swift song, so I
Yeah.
don't know what
Well,
sounds like.
Love Story, which was her first hit, some people call it Romeo and Juliet, but the name of this song is actually Love Story. It was very much a country song. And then they remixed it for a middle ground. So it had a little bit more of a beat to it.
Okay.
And then the following songs that she did were more and more pop and less country.
Okay.
And now they're
Rotten
ethereal. They're not even pop anymore.
Yeah. Rotten Corp says Charlie Daniels' "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
There you go.
I only know that song because of Guitar Hero.
That would be an exception. That's a good song.
Yeah, it was actually the final song. You have a boss battle against the devil, and that is the song that you're playing Guitar Hero 2. You have to beat the devil, and the devil went down to Georgia.
If I look at the chat on the screen that has YouTube running, it's current. If I look at the chat that I signed on to with my own name, that one's behind.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, that's mine, and then
Yes.
that one's the Minions. And I typed mine in, and I still don't see it yet, but the one in Minions is popped up immediately.
Right.
What the YouTube?
On my screen, they're both showing, and they're both like right next to each other.
That's crazy. Not me. Not my machine's almost asleep. It's got to be YouTube. My machine broadcasting 2 streams plus being on StreamYards with you guys, 3, is doing 40% CPU.
And Thierry's suggesting anything by Johnny Cash, so Ring of Fire or Hurt are the ones he suggests.
Well, they're not particularly complex either. I mean, if you go back to when he first started in the music industry, the reason why his music sounds the way it does is because he only knew three progressions. That was it. That's why his music always sounds like it's a locomotive. It's just boom, 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 boom. It all has the same tempo and same
wasn't Hurt
progression.
a Nine Inch Nails song though? Is that
Yeah.
Am I-
It was a redo of Nine Inch Nails song.
Right.
I think it was Nine Inch Nails.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm 95% sure it was 9 Inch Nails.
All right. 952 should probably in the poll. Who's in the lead?
Let's check. It is
Yellow card.
Yes.
All right. Yellow card gets the show tonight.
Oh, and there was a last minute vote, which may have been you,
Nope, I didn't vote.
because it caused the vote to tie. It was probably Mr. Yes then, because he just joined in chat.
No, I'm gonna have to go with yellow card anyway.
Yeah, well, it was winning when we.
It was winning
Maybe.
most of the night. So
Yeah.
whoever dove in and tried to save them, sorry, you have to dive a little sooner.
Yeah, and Tia says he likes folk music and sea shanties.
Sea shanties.
Not something that I listen to. I will admit.
That used to be a thing on TikTok for a while. You would sing a song and then the person would sing it. That was one of them. Yeah.
Down.
Right. That was one of them. But the other one was, I don't know if it would be considered a sea shanty, but they would take the same song and they would add another melody to it, then add another melody to it, and add a fourth melody and a fifth melody. Something about the color purple.
Oh, okay. And Rotten is saying punk started purposely because of the need for complexity in rock and some other stuff. I can believe that, because rock is very, very simple too. Like the early rock songs were definitely quite straightforward.
Indicator to be
Like I'm drawing a blank, but they're like, if I think of the easy songs on Guitar Hero, they're all like basic rock songs with very little complexity to them.
Okay, so instead of waiting till the last second, I decided to go ahead and get ready for the outro song now. Instead of saying, "Oh, where's the music at?" Total idiot.
Mr. Yes says, why do eucalyptus trees combust into flames on their own? I would imagine because the heat makes the eucalyptus expand. I mean, and then
is that a thing?
I've not heard of it, but I can believe it. It sounds like something I've heard before. I don't know if it's true or not. It might be one of those urban myths.
We don't even have eucalyptus trees.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure eucalyptus trees are native to Australia. They're not found anywhere else.
PSE eucalyptus trees. Oh, it's actually a plant. It starts off as a very small plant, and then after a period of time, it grows a trunk. So it starts off small, and then all of a sudden it just takes off and becomes a tree. That's interesting. Where do eucalyptus trees grow in the United States? California.
Well, there you go.
Of course, because everything fucking grows in California. That's a very weird looking tree. It looks like an upside down broccoli. I guess, are they the reason that LA is on fire is because the eucalyptus trees burst into flames?
That may well be. I didn't even know that they had them in California until you just said it.
Eucalyptus trees burst into flames. Yes, YouTube has anything about this.
Here it is. Eucalyptus trees are known to be highly flammable due to their oil content and the gases they release when heated.
Yeah.
While they do not spontaneously combust, eucalyptus trees can catch fire easily and spread flames rapidly.
Google's AI. Eucalyptus trees are a fire hazard and can release flammable gas and sparks, but they don't actually explode. Thanks, I appreciate that, Google, because I thought they were basically bombs and they just went off randomly.
I'm using Brave's search engine. So
okay.
Its AI is apparently not as retarded as Google.
Nothing is as retarded as Google. That's funny. I should ask Grok. Grok would have come up with a really good response on that. Grok is on my phone now.
Yeah, I kept getting messages from Twitter saying, "Hey, have you tried our new Grok AI app?" It's like, not on my phone.
Yeah,
It's gonna stay that way.
just a little. You have your icons across the bottom. Used to be 5 icons. There's 6 icons down there now, and one of them looks like 20th Century Fox. You know, the big placard with the lights shooting up in the air. You ever seen that in the beginning of a movie?
Yeah.
That's what Grok looks like. If you look at it just quickly off your phone, it looks like it's actually an X with an L next to it. But if you look at it quickly, it looks like the.
I see that symbol too.
I don't know what's all about.
I don't think I have it on my phone because my Twitter is still Twitter, like it's still called Twitter. It doesn't even have the X logo on it. That's how long it's been since I updated it. Yeah.
Wow. My phone took a while before it updated because it's an older phone. What version of iPhone do you have?
SE. I don't know
right,
what
the
that
SE.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, basically 9, I think.
This was the last one to have a headphone jack in it. So that old.
There you go. Yeah, I have a 6 that's shattered, and the 7 is the one I'm using. So mine's even older than yours.
Okay.
And it took a while to update, but
I don't know what number mine is because it doesn't have a number. It just says iPhone SE on it.
Yeah, SE. SE is number 9, I believe, because there is an iPhone 8, and there's an iPhone 10, and there's an SE. So I imagine the SE is actually number 9.
I will believe you. I have no idea.
It's guess. It just seems reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying mine still has a headphone jack. That's how old my phone is.
Rotten Course makes a point. Probably a lack of land forest management in California. 3 weeks ago, Donald Trump said, Gavin Newsom, you better do something because you're going to get a fire because you guys don't have any way of putting fire out, and you're not managing your forest properly. And 3 weeks later, here you go. And Elon posted on Twitter, said, he said this. Remember when he said this?
You know, I
do
wouldn't be
feel
surprised if they didn't do it specifically because Trump told them to.
What were you going to say, Jen?
Well, you know, there's people that are caught up in that are probably innocent to a lot of that stuff. Like, I heard James Wood got his property damaged too.
Sure.
There's no such thing as an innocent Californian. Just write the whole state up.
Well, James Wood's a conservative.
He's a big Trump guy.
So
he pretty much ruined his career being Trump fan. You know,
I think he ruined his ongoing career because his body work before that was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I give a lot of people respect, at least in Hollywood, who were willing to do that because, you know, if they were being fair to Trump, they just lost any chance of getting something.
Well, Tim Allen is still getting is still doing the Toy Story franchise. He's still involved in that, and he's obvious conservative, and it's a Disney franchise.
True.
Yeah, but they also managed to work him out of that last movie, and it murdered the shit out of Disney for it.
Well, that wasn't a Toy Story movie. That was Lightyear. That was actually a different story. It wasn't part of the franchise. Lightyear was not part of Toy Story. Lightyear was the actual real person that Toy Story was based on.
It's supposed to be based off of where the character comes from. It's the TV show that the kid who plays with the toy watches.
Yeah, that's a Toy Story franchise, right? But the actual that he's playing with a toy that becomes alive, but that toy is based on something else. And Lightyear was the something else. It wasn't. They're two different things. The toy in Toy Story and the actual character that the toy is based off of, two different things.
I know, but still, the fans were kind of like, you know.
Well, it was woke. That's why they had lesbian kiss in it. That was a big hoo-ha-ha, right? Was that they had completely unnecessary reason to have a lesbian kiss. They just had out of nowhere, just so that we can inject some whatchamacallit into it.
I mean, that is a lot of the reason, but even still, a lot of people kind of thought that the whole, you know, he's a different character, use a different voice actor was kind of weak.
Maybe.
You just reminded me there's a Steam group that is woke content detected in video games. And
Oh, yeah.
they are so overzealous that they labeled a lesbian porn game as woke because it contains homosexual relationships.
That's maybe a little too far.
A little.
They're really not having to do with each other. You can be a lesbian and be conservative. I mean,
no. But like they're saying anything that contains a homosexual relationship is woke because that's like what woke does. They gay everything up.
Yeah.
But lesbian porn does not contain homosexual sex for political reasons.
No.
Because guys want to jerk off to it.
It's for sexual reasons.
Yes.
The funny thing is that more men watch lesbian porn than women do.
I can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So, believe it or not, women watch couples porn most.
There you go.
So, Six is in chat just to say goodnight. Hey,
Yes.
Sixy.
Hi, Six.
Well,
Just in time to say goodbye to us.
hey, Six, gotta go. That's terrible. Get here earlier, my dude.
Yeah.
We talk about fun things.
This one is your fault, Six.
It's your fault. It's like, it doesn't have to be anybody's fault. Well, we should probably get out of here. It's like 4 minutes after, right?
Yeah, we're being rebels.
Yeah.
Next will be like a full hour late, and then Terry will be like, I'm starving. Kidding.
We're not gonna do that. Poor Terry.
No.
Let's sit here and find other ways to chat for a while. No, let's get out of here. You guys don't have anything else, right?
No.
I'm good.
All right. We'll get out of here. It's a bit loud. Futzing with my audio output, trying to fix it because sometimes it's too loud, sometimes it's not too loud. So I'm trying to find a middle ground. I have to remount all my monitors too. I have so many things to do, but I won't be doing it right now. Thanks, fam, as always, for chatting with us tonight. If you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember the Minions are live every evening except Tuesdays, with most shows starting around 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 6 days a week. Host and start times are linked in the description down below. Don't forget about the Rumble pre-show. That stream will start generally a half an hour before YouTube. I just noticed something. I'm playing the version of Yellow Card with vocals.
Oops.
I probably shouldn't do that.
No.
Let them claim their 2.5 cents from the ad revenue.
Yeah. It'd be a different story if people actually watch the show.
Yeah.
Do I start the song over again? I'll just do the version that doesn't have any. I'll pick up where I left off. Don't forget about the Rumble pre-show. That stream will start generally around a half an hour before YouTube. 8:30ish is what I put in the tweeter. So that's where you talk about all the juicy stuff. You can find out what songs are going to be on the show tonight. Before you actually have to wait for YouTube to come up with a poll. Of course, we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.